Hello and welcome to another episode of HARDplay. This is episode 17 of The Witcher 2. As always, I'm your player one, Michael, and as always, spectating with me is David.
Hello.
Hello. Good to have you back after it's been so long.
It's been such a big break for us, for me, for you.
Well, we can probably just... It's pretty easy to... Oh, and remember the last time we were here and that fucked up and didn't work?
All right.
In that room. So that's what happened. We saw her teleport away.
I'll see you in
You sort of swaggered in like a gangster then.
His posse.
Whoa.
Where are they? Tell me, or I'll. Don't make me laugh.
That was he supposed to interrupt him then, and like he didn't properly?
Yeah.
Player now.
That's been a long-running problem with like video game audio. What the?
It just felt like being at high school drama class all over again.
So I like temporarily forgot how to play this game
Ah, yes, that happens. Unfortunately.
because speaking of TV shows, I've been noticing that a lot of TV shows have been being adapted from films lately.
Yeah?
A lot of them.
I can only think of...
That one that I told you about before we went on air.
Yep, I was going to try and make it sound as though I thought of it. Well done, thank you. Fargo was what you told me about.
Yeah, Fargo.
I didn't remember it, you just told me about it.
And I talked about it before. So here are the TV show reboots of films that I can remember. And they're all this year, I think. Oh, sort of. So we've got Fargo. We've got From Dusk Till Dawn.
I didn't know there was a TV show.
That is now a TV series. Constantine, which can kind of count, kind of can't, because
Oh, it's not an adaptation of the film. It's an adaptation of the...
it's more like, oh well, it's a readaptation of the comic.
Yeah.
To be like properly faithful and stuff. So he wears a fedora instead of like a leather. I mean, a
It wasn't a good
trench coat instead of a leather jacket. I think it's probably better than say like the Max Payne treatment.
I haven't
they did to that
seen
movie.
the Max Payne film.
Neither have I. I just know the shit that they pull in it is like
The shit that they pull.
is like, yeah, this isn't Max Payne. I think there's like supernatural elements in Max Payne,
Yeah,
which not in the games.
it's true. Is Max Payne originally the games? So they adapt, like it's a video game film adaptation?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Is it by U Bowl?
I have no idea.
You know who Ubol is, though, right?
Nope.
Oh, wow. You should.
Who are they?
No, he's a guy.
Oh,
He's a German guy.
U-Bowl.
UWE, I think his surname's probably just BOL or maybe double L. He's a German director who was using a loophole in German tax stuff to basically make films for free.
Cool.
Because of how you could get it funded and then get returns and stuff. He was basically making films for free, and he would just get game rights and make just the worst films ever. Really?
Okay.
Sort of any of his adaptions are just shockingly horrible. And I don't think he's done any in a while because I think they changed the law. But anyway, someone you should look into if you want to watch a really horrible film.
Will do. Is it any notable actual games of? I've got so little health. I just want to die. Yeah.
I think he did Final Fantasy.
What Final Fantasy?
I can't remember. He's done loads of things. I just can't remember.
Because I've seen both Final Fantasy films, and I like them. Some people don't like the first Final Fantasy film.
Hang on. I'm actually going to cheat, and I'm going to look it up because I know he's done tons.
That's all right. You're not using a controller. You've totally got hands free to do stuff.
I don't normally though.
I'll continue the list.
Okay.
Teen Wolf. Basically, it's a terrible soap opera high school show, but it's Teen Wolf.
Why?
So the amazing Michael J. Fox movie is sullied from children's memory, and this is what has replaced it. So when people think of Teen Wolf, they think of this now because they won't know of the 80s movie.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's a crime against pop culture.
But then again, Teen Wolf 2 was also awful.
I didn't know there was one.
Westworld.
What's Westworld?
Very old sci-fi movie, I think. Or I hope to be a movie if it's on the list. But it's Ken Levine is doing it, I think.
Who's that?
Ken Levine, BioShock.
Oh.
He's writing it.
Okay.
Not a lot of info on it, so it's it might end up being a film and not a TV show. I think it might have just been rumors that I heard. But talk is it's going to be a TV show. Next is Daredevil, which again is like Constantine.
Yeah.
Readaptation of the comic book and not really.
Be interesting. So is that being done by Marvel?
It's Marvel, but it's a Netflix show.
Ooh, that seems like it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, it does seem like it because I'm not a fan of the DC superhero TV shows at all. I don't like that. Hey, I took down one of them. One of the dudes with the shield. Oh, that was really bad.
Just, by the way, I've looked up Ubol, and I just want to read you a few of the films that he has done, some of the things he's done. Blood Rain.
Oh, Blood Rain.
The Third Reich. Far Cry. Alone in the Dark.
Oh, the Far Cry movie. Oh, and Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I remember that they did that, and I was like, whoa, when did they do an Alone in the Dark movie?
Yeah. Postal.
Just a Postal movie.
Dungeon Siege.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In the Name of the King, which I don't think is a game, but that's a bad film. House of the Dead. I've already said Alone in the Dark. Sorry.
He did a House of the Dead movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. He just takes games that people like and shits all over them.
Yeah, but they're not even that good a game that people do like.
They're culty though.
Yeah, culty. The kind of culty, not that popular, so that he could acquire the film rights.
Yes. Yeah, and there's sometimes there's talk of him getting rights to things that people really do like, and then people are good. No, don't you dare let Ubol do this. And inevitably someone's like, don't worry, we won't.
Phew. For the king, you mean that dead king? Nope.
What? I was lying down for a bit, but I've got up now. I wish he was at least bleeding.
That's amazing. That's kind of that's actually a disappointment. I would have expected it to be the second that you're about to do the killing blow on him.
Yeah.
This cutscene would happen, but holy shit.
and we'd already killed him.
Yeah. Wasn't that good a saying for such a big
Yeah, it's like
pause?
It's like, yeah, okay.
I guess that's true.
You could have just said they say that, and it's like, well, that's true.
You know the saying. You know the saying.
Yeah. So many sayings. He's yours, Roach.
Oh shit! You're just gonna leave him to him.
Yeah.
That's actually not that surprising. You haven't. Oh.
Yep.
He said make it quick though.
Oh, he's moving without the thing moving. Oh,
Only for a sec. It's stabbed in there good now.
he's not moving now. How you doing today?
Just broing out.
Yeah, with him like running to catch up to him, it was like a Law and Order episode when they're walking along with coffee.
Out of the courtroom. All right. Get out of here, mouse cursor.
Whose voice is this?
Dandelion.
That's right.
Yeah, I sent him over there.
Yeah.
Sort shit out.
Do you reckon that you could have not killed Henselt?
Yeah.
If we said let's leave.
Yeah, I think he would have lived. He's like, dude, that was my apple.
That was a perfectly good apple, man. Right, so she wasn't in a cell. She was just like in a corner of a bigger room.
That's why I said there's a problem. It's not very secure. I'm looking forward to this as well because I've never gotten up to chapter 3 with the enhanced edition. And chapter 3 was quite short compared to chapter 2. And apparently they added like 3 or 4 hours worth of content to it.
I love how you say that casually. 3 or 4 hours is a lot.
Yep. Well, it depends. Like a lot of it could just be optional side quests.
Yeah.
Because it could have just been that like, oh, there's like 2 side quests in chapter 3 compared to like 6 in chapter 2. So it could all just be optional content. And what's that other one that they just... Yeah, 12 Monkeys is getting a TV show.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That's stupid.
It's also very stupid because there's a trailer for it and it looks bad.
But it's like you don't even need to think about any of the realization to just go, that's a stupid idea.
It's very stupid.
It only works as a film, just.
Yeah.
Like it's
Only
drawing
just.
the concept out to its limit. It's good, don't get me wrong, but like, how can you use that concept over the length of a TV show?
So, like, what you call it? So Fargo was really good. Ended up being a sequel, which you didn't originally like sort of know where it was supposed to be set or what was going on.
Yeah.
But it's actually set after, like, not characters, but a sequel to sort of ridiculously kind of dumb and unbelievable real crimes that are happening in this, like, town in Alaska or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was great, and it had, like, equally good production values to the film.
Yeah.
And, like, the TV adaptions of movies, I think, has come around a lot because of such like the higher production value of TV.
Yes.
And so people are trying to get in on the, like, you know, the premium television, and they're like, well, what's easier, creating like an original series or adapting a film to be a film quality television series? Problem with 12 Monkeys, it doesn't look like that.
No.
It looks like just awful budget, bad actors. Like, it looks like the whole way that they're going to draw the story out into a whole season is going to be terrible. Even if it isn't, like, even if like they're planning to do like 1 season minimum is too much, and they could be planning to do several seasons.
Ugh.
It also loses all of that like quirky French sci-fi design that it had because of being based, like being adapted from what's it called? La Châtaignier, is it?
Yeah. But it kind of like a lot of that design stuff wasn't really because of that. Like that's Terry Gilliam has that sort of design.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like he does that as well because he's a big fan of that French science fiction stuff. But when you look at 12 Monkeys, it looks like it's like got the same sort of elements as City of Lost Children that Jean-Pierre Jeunet did. Yeah, and it looks like 12 Monkeys. It doesn't. It's surprising because 12 Monkeys is like a Hollywood movie. Yeah, and it does look like it was made like a French movie. Same way as Fifth Element was all like French production design and stuff.
What?
Fifth Element.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Fifth Element is? That's the
Fifth Element.
Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich.
I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. Embarrassed by myself now.
Should probably listen to this. Oh well.
I was reading it while you were talking. That's
Oh, that's
possibly why I was confused by the word Fifth Element.
That's good then, as long as you're reading it. So yeah, Fifth Element has kind of that's why it was popular with all of its quirky science fiction-y design of like the way his fridge and his shower works and stuff.
Yeah.
And all sorts of those little things. Similar to how in Alien Resurrection it was like actually Jean-Pierre Genet's idea that it's like, oh, so for the like locked doors, why isn't it like a breath scanner that they breathe on the little orb and it like checks it out.
Vernon's telling the truth, I guess. He asked it anyway.
So I think these guys, this order of knights, this was one of the times where importing a save game from The Witcher 1 would make a difference.
Okay.
Because these guys were in the first game, and so that dialogue is a bit different because it's like they know you.
Yep.
Which is a cool. It's a neat idea for the game that they wasn't like designed from the ground up to do it like Mass Effect was.
Yep.
Did I ever tell you that like I wanted importing save games since like forever? Like I thought of that before they did them.
Before they did it.
Back on the first Xbox. Back when I was like wanting a Fable 2 so much. And I was like, oh, you should be able to keep the same hero that you've made in before the guards react. Keep the same character from the first Fable and it just like carries over.
Yeah.
And then Fable 2 came out and it was like really disappointing and it was set like 500 years in the future where it was all like highwaymen.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have as much charm.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. You can say that again.
I won't, though.
No. Oh, okay.
For the sake of...
We won't.
Oh, he exploded that guy. Oh, shit. Should have let him explode that guy.
Incinerated you.
Yep. So I watched a really, really funny movie called They Came Together. And it's got Paul Rudd in it. And it's like a parody of terrible romantic comedy movies.
That sounds good.
It's really good.
Sounds familiar.
The whole movie is framed around a dinner between this couple and another couple, and they're like, so how did you meet? And they're like, it's kind of a funny story. It's kind of like it's like the plot of a movie. And they're like, well, there was me and him, but before we get started, we have to the other character that we have to mention is New York City. And they're like, oh yeah, that's really cool. It's like the city is actually a character in the story. I'm like, oh, that's really nice.
That sounds really good.
So they're at this table and they're just like making those sort of comments that are very like breaking the fourth wall.
Yep.
Yeah, and they talk about it's just like, it's this great movie. It's very funny. But there's this one bit where Paul Rudd goes into this bar because he has like a fight with her and they kind of break up. And the bartender's like, he goes like, oh, I'll have another. He's like, you seem all right? You haven't said much. You look kind of shitty. You haven't said much since you came in. And he just goes, you could say that again. And he's like, well, you came in and you look kind of shitty and you haven't said much. And he goes, tell me about it. And he, like, the bartender repeats the line again. Come on, I'm supposed to be following you. There we go. And he just says it again. That's one of those funny times where he doesn't slam the door in my face rudely as I'm trying to get through.
Well, you are supposed to be following him.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, and so then he repeats it again. And instead of going, tell me about it, he goes, you can say that again. And then he repeats it, then he just goes, tell me about it. And you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of funny, I get the joke. But then they do it like 15 to 20 times.
So it goes through the thing where it stops being funny. You're like, that is this
Well, it was like,
and then it starts being funny because you're like, when are they going to stop?
Yeah, it's like only like a little bit funny. You're like, oh yeah, I kind of get that joke. I'm not really going to laugh at it, but I understand the humor behind it. And then they just keep going, and you're like, when are they going to stop? And it just gets ridiculous, and you're like, this is awesome.
What stops it in the end?
They just do eventually. I can't remember. This is hilarious. Look at these people.
What are they doing?
They're playing poker dice.
Awesome. And you can just have a fight. They won't even react.
Also, I fucked up 2 of those guys.
Nicely done.
Pow. Oh, shit. Yep, right in the ass.
That wasn't good.
And he's healing himself. I can tell because of the green magic lines.
Because green always means healing.
Oh, that's...
I thought you had him then.
You know what I should do? I should save because...
Rather than having to run all that way again.
Yeah, just all these dialogue scenes that's like... Well, I didn't listen to it the first time, but I'm not going to listen to it again. That's funny. Last time it didn't give us a checkpoint here.
Maybe you didn't run through the right part.
Maybe didn't stick close enough to Vernon.
Yep. Vernon. Roach. You gonna save it?
Yep. Oops.
Or open the map?
Well, spoilers. That's what Lochmoyne is built like.
Spoilers. Are they going to bring back River?
Nah, don't think so. I think she's done. They finished up her like reverse storyline, but then they also fixed up her like what happened to her consciousness.
Yeah.
When you saw her original end of the storyline. Like, so we've seen the beginning and her end.
So they'd only be doing it for... What?
Oh, I've gotten too far.
That's interesting.
Oh no, they're going to attack me.
It's like, well, these people are attacking me. Do something about that.
Oh, that was all sorts of bullshit weirdness. See how I like rolled and I sort of just shook in between them and died.
I don't know. I still think they won't do it because they're kind of going in the opposite direction of this. It would be fun if they did another, let's get all the doctors together or something like that. And it's like, oh no, we've got River because she's like, one of us.
I would like to see that. It would be nice. Like, you can never get enough of like the 5 doctors or the
it's
3
just awesome because they play off it they play off each other so well, and it'd be really good to see.
Well, yeah, that was the great thing about the 50th anniversary, that it was like another 3 doctors.
Yeah,
it's like they couldn't get Christopher Eccleston because he's a bit of a dick when it comes to the Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah,
even though he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's just
like, have you seen interviews where they like ask him about it?
No,
because Thor 2 was coming out just as the 50th anniversary special happened. So like in interviews where they're like talking to him about Thor 2, they like bring up the question of Doctor Who, and it's just like,
what does he say?
Just like, like nothing basically. They're like, oh, excited about it? He's like, oh, no, not really. Or they'll be like, oh, what do you think of Matt Smith? Now that he's taken over. And he's like, oh, I don't watch the show, but I saw him in like a performance and like, in London in the stage, and he's a very good actor.
It's bizarre. Why was he even the Doctor in the first place?
Yeah. And then he like left after 1 season because he's like, don't want to be typecast.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't say that because you're gonna, like the fans of that show are overwhelmingly large, and they're gonna be like,
yes,
hassling you forever. And also, like, if you didn't want to be typecast,
Why do any?
why do Doctor Who? Like, didn't mean to make that rhyme, but that's that kind of thing where it's like Doctor Who, James Bond, like, you're never not going to be like listed, like always mentioned as that character.
Yeah. Although, I mean, just with the James Bond thing, it hasn't. I don't think of Daniel Craig as being James Bond.
No, like he has.
But that's because he's done lots of films.
He's got like probably the best career out of any Bond, like besides maybe Sean Connery.
Yeah. Although Sean Connery's got that thing where it's like, oh, he's loads of things, but he's always James Bond.
Yes. But that's the thing. Like, yeah, Daniel Craig, I'm not stuck at looking at him as being James Bond. Like, he's in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, and he's fucking awesome in that. And he's in lots of good stuff. But he's always going to be James Bond.
Mm.
People aren't going to stop remembering him for being James Bond.
And realistically, in like 15 years when he's in something and they do that thing where they put in brackets after them what they've been in, it'll still be James Bond.
Yeah, like people are going to remember James Bond for a lot longer than anyone else. And the amount of people that watch James Bond compared to some of the other movies that he's in, like the fan base for James Bond is just ridiculously higher.
Yeah. Actually, that's something I find frustrating is like for directors when they're like, oh, who directed this? Like Christopher Nolan on all the posters for Interstellar, it's like director of Inception or Dark Knight. Sorry, no, that's what it says. It says from the director of The Dark Knight. It doesn't say from Christopher Nolan.
No.
Or from the director of one of the films that are his films.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's two reasons for that. One is like a lot of people still don't follow directors. They'll follow like actors and stuff. My mum made a comment this weekend how it's like, oh, Steve Carell, he's always like in these really good movies that always have this like really good moral story in it and blah, blah, blah. And she like mentioned like two of these different movies. And I was like, yeah, but he didn't write or direct any of those movies. So it's like, yes, he's good at picking roles that are
like that.
That like, you know, he picks good films that have those kind of messages.
And now that's what he gets cast in as well.
Yeah.
Because he is typecast for that.
Yeah, but like there's somewhere he's like, you know, he's like the asshole villain basically of the movie.
What?
The Way Back.
I haven't seen it.
It's a really good movie. It's incredibly good. I love it. And yeah, he's an absolute asshole in that.
Awesome, because I would love to see.
He does such a good job. Like you're so pissed off and angry with him and you hate him so much. And then it's like, you go and watch something else and you're like, oh no, wait, that's right.
He's just such a likable guy.
Again, I don't know where Roach ran off to. I'm just finding my own way.
Finding your own way.
Oh, it's a pussycat. It's a little pussycat. It's so cute.
Yay.
So when you go, oh, Christopher Nolan, they go, oh, who's that? You have to go, oh, well, he did Inception, he did Dark Knight and stuff.
Yeah,
so that like
I would say Inception though, because it's like it was a huge film.
It was
pretty much
huge.
everyone's heard of it, and it's actually his film. Whereas The Dark Knight, like, yeah, it was made by him. It's a Nolan film,
but it's Batman, and it's also like all of his Batmans are heavily inspired by Miller's Year One Dark Knight Returns Batman stuff.
Yeah. So it's less him than something like Inception is, or even The Prestige.
So the only person that really gets away with that is like Baz Luhrmann, James Cameron, Spielberg. Obviously.
Actually, Baz Luhrmann doesn't get away with it. Lots of his stuff is like, oh, from the director of, you know, Moulin Rouge.
But like, you like with what's it called? That most recent one.
The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. It was like, it's like, oh, Baz Luhrmann's Great Gatsby.
Yes, true.
Hell's bells. So then the other reason is, so like people associate that with, you know, the movie titles better than like remembering who directors are, because a lot of people don't follow directors. Other good thing is that then you can say from the producer of this movie,
which can get really random.
and it's like, oh well, yeah, that producer probably doesn't have much to do with like the writing and the direction and stuff. So them making it better is not so good. Talking I think it was off air about Black Flag.
Yes.
Its poster actually mentions someone, but it's like, produced by Michael Bay.
Oh. And you go, well, no, he had nothing to do with it at all then.
Well, yeah, he probably didn't. But yeah, those Transformers movies and stuff.
But that's the thing where it's like, when the name's too big, you go, well, that means you had nothing to do with the film.
Yeah, well, it was always like when Steven Spielberg, he's always been like, oh no, I wanted to like, be... Like, he's been doing stuff with the Halo for a long time, like talking about doing Halo live action stuff. And he's always like been like, I'm going to be involved in this game. And when they do, it's like, nah, not really. This is bullshit. And it's also terrible because it's like Steven Spielberg produced Super Monkey Ball. And you're like, that's not a kind of video game that has a plot that...
Did he?
Like actual storytelling. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
What? So I thought you were saying there's a figure of speech.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Super Monkey Ball.
That's ridiculous.
And then you're like, yeah, well, you're known for your amazing storytelling and like direction.
If it was like he, did Alien Isolation or something like that, it's like, that would be better.